We have 1 minute more to go. Alright guys, time is up. Welcome to my channel. What we'll be talking about today is type of clients on Upwork, types of job to apply to, how to identify high paying clients, and what you should ask yourself before you apply for jobs. So now let's start with types of clients, how to identify clients easily. So when going through jobs, what you should understand is that you should ask yourself some questions about the job you want to apply for. You do not just apply to every job. You need to be specific about the types of job you will apply for. So I'll be sharing my screen and walk you through the process of how to apply for jobs, of types of job to apply for on Upwork. So I'm sharing my screen now and I'll be going into my Upwork account. So most people do not get hired on Upwork, not because they are not competent or their proposal is not good, but simply because in the first place the clients they are sending proposals to is not serious about the job. The client may just want to come and confirm something on Upwork. The client may be undecisive. So there are a lot of factors that some clients will just post job and won't even bother to check it. So what you have to do when you want to apply for jobs, you have to ask yourself some questions. The first one is this client ready to hire? So some clients will just come and post jobs, but they are not ready to hire. And I will be giving you the factors, the reason why you will know these clients are not ready to hire. So the second thing you need to ask yourself is that, does the job budget match your expertise? So I have everything jotted down in my notes and I will be sharing it with you. So you should ask yourself, does this job match the job request? Like, does the budget match the job request? For example, let's say this job, executive virtual PA for charity CEO. Now, let's say they want an experienced executive virtual assistant and they want, let's say they just put $5, $3 to $5 per hour. You will know that this type of job is underpricing you. And as a freelancer, you shouldn't apply to that type of job. Another thing is the scope clear enough to price? Now, let's check the scope of this job. The job is detailed. They say the type of person they are looking for. They say the person hiring for the job and they list type of things you will do. Also, they list the tools you will use to work. So this job is quite okay because the scope is clear. And now let's check the client's things. The client is from United Kingdom, 5 star from one review, and 80% higher rate. This client, I will take the client as unserious because the client has posted 5 jobs, hire only one person. Or okay, I think the client sent, so this is why the client hire rate dropped. This client has hired people. The client has 4 hires and 2 active. So the client has hired 4 people on Upwork, but the client still have the client have 80% hire rate because the client posted 5 jobs but hire 4 people. That means the client is still serious and the hourly rate per hour is 25.80 average, which is still good. Another thing is, does the client history suggest that they award contracts? This client only has one 5 star and it is still good because the client got a 5 star. So let's look into another job. Okay, let's look at this one, 100K spent. So the client history, you should check this client history. This is what the client history is. This part and the bottom part, the review part and the side part. You should check those two sides. That is what will tell you about the client. Now, this client has 54% higher rates and the client has 21 hires and 7 active. But having 21 hires, the client has already posted 30 jobs, which means the client posted 30 jobs and did not hire up to 30 people. The client only hire 21 people. That's why the what do they call it? The hourly the hire rate dropped to 54%. If you can all hear me, please write something here in the comments. Now let's continue. Another thing is, does the client history suggest that they award contracts? This client history suggests that they award contracts but not up to 100%. They did not award contracts on every job they posted. Like now, job the client did not hire anybody. So that if the client hire rate is below 60-70, think before you apply. Another factor is, can you show highly relevant proof? After reading the job description, can you show a proof that you can do this job? That's why you should have sample project that you have done. Even if you have not get hired yet, you should create more projects. Dat more project will show that you can do it. So it is just something to use as proof that you can do the job. And the next thing I will be talking about is, would you still want the project after reading the job description and checking the price? So now, after checking the price of this project, how much is it? It is 10 to 12 dollar per hour. And checking the about, you will be working 10 to 15 hours per week, and you will be working 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., which is 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. Okay, that is 4 to 5 hours in a day, which is still okay. And these are things you will be doing. So after checking everything you will be doing, and you calculate the stress with the amount that they are paying cover the stress of the job. If this job is too stressful for the pay, think before you apply to that job. Now let's talk about types of clients on Upwork. There are different type of clients on Upwork, and as you know, we have different type of people, and so we also have different type of clients on Upwork. So the clients who post but rarely hires. The clients who post but rarely hires. How will you recognize them? It is very very easy to recognize them. Whenever you get to this, whenever you get to the higher rate, that's where you will recognize the client who post but never hires. You will see their higher rate as 10, 17, 30, 40. So you will know that they do post jobs but they do not hire people. So you should beware of those kind of clients. Another type of client is the unrealistic budget client. The unrealistic budget client, we have two of them. The client that overprice and the client that price below the normal rate. Let's say for example, this job now, for all dis requirement they put $3 per hour. You should know that that type of job, you should beware of it, because it will stress you. You will use your data, a lot of resources, and after Upwork remove all their charges and everything, you will have a little or nothing left. So do not just rush into applying for jobs. You should calculate it, if the job actually pays you, if it's worth applying for. And the client that overprice, let's say this job now, the job, you know that the job is worth $20 per hour, but the client puts $50 per hour. Dat job is unrealistic. After checking their hire rate and everything, you will know if the client is serious or not. But since you see that the highest rate for that job is $20 per hour, but the client is putting $50 per hour, you should know that that job might be a risk. Maybe the client is just testing something out. So you should beware of those type of clients. And another client I have on my list here is the vague outcome client. Those clients that won't explain what you need to do in the summary. They will just write, I need a virtual assistant, I'm looking for a virtual assistant, I need to develop my website, I need you to manage my emails. Though some clients we have some clients that they don't write long summaries. They are busy CEOs that they don't write long summaries, they don't like long job descriptions. But immediately you see those clients, you will know that they are serious, because when you check their hire rate, their history, you will know that they are serious. But immediately you see those clients that are unserious, you will know them. We have those who will just write a line of what they want, like you will just write, I need a virtual assistant, without explaining what you will do. And without that, no matter the type of proposal you write, it cannot be personalized, because you don't have a clear example of what you want to do. So you are just applying to something generic. That's another type of client. And there are also clients who write long job description. Like the job description will be so long and the tax will be overwhelming on a small budget. So you should beware of those clients too. And before applying, ask yourself if you can explain what the project is about. So you should be able to explain all this. The first one is the problem the client want to solve in that particular job description. So if a client write a job description like this client is hiring for virtual assistant to take day-to-day admin off his plate. So this client looks serious to me with 82% hire rate and 4.92 stars of 144 reviews. That is still good. The client has posted 265 jobs and hired 267 people, which means the client sent invite to some people without hiring people on the job post. So this client now wants a virtual assistant to take day off his plate, somebody who will help them around 10 to 15 hours per week. So now after reading this, you should be able to explain what the client wants before applying to the job. If you are not able to explain what the client wants, that means maybe the description is not clear enough. Now another one is, what outcome would the client want? This client already states the outcome. The client is looking for a reliable virtual assistant to take day admin off his plate. So they want to reduce their stress, their job stress. That's why they need virtual assistants. So you should be able to do that, understand what the client wants and the outcome of what they want. And the next one is, you should be able to state the first step you will take in helping the client. So let's say you apply for this job, you want to apply for this job. In your proposal, you should be able to state what you will do for the client, the first step you will take to help them. You should be able to state that for them in the proposal. Now the another type of client is the consultation client. There are some clients that there are some people, they may have real organization, real lifetime, real job posting, but they will come on Upwork and start ag applying for consultation. So they will be calling people for free consultation for you to give them a plan on what they will use for their, so they will, now you will think like maybe they just want a plan to see how good you are, but not all of them want a plan on how good you are. Some of them just want something they can gather. Hello, can you all hear me? If you can hear me, please write something here. Write something in the chat. If you can hear me, write something in the chat. So some clients will just come and ask for a plan and they will ghost that freelancer, because that's all they need. They will collect plans from different freelancer and gather what works for them. So you should be aware of those clients too. Another type of client is the client who want test projects that is actually real work. A client who wants you to edit a real marketing video for them. A client who wants you to manage their inbox as a text project. You should be aware of those clients. Those clients will feel reasonable at first. They will be like they want to test how good your skills are and things like that, but they just want free work without hiring you. So you should be aware of those clients. Another type of client is the client that constantly change requirements. Now, there are client that, let's say, what they wrote in their job description is not exactly what they will hire you for. So you should be aware of those clients. If a client is changing if a client is changing their requirements, it might affect you because you already understand what they wrote in their job description, but after you message them or after they message you back, respond to your proposal, what they are asking for is to change some requirements in the job description. So you should be aware of those clients. If what they want to add is not reasonable and they are not willing to increase the price, you should not accept to those kind of jobs. Another type of client is the client who lead with distrust. Hello everyone, I can't see you react in the chat. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Hello everyone. Alright, so there are clients who lead with distrust, and those clients, some of them it is not their fault. Most of them have been scammed before. If you have do things like outreach before, you will understand what I'm talking about. Some clients have been scammed online. That's why they don't often trust some freelancers. So the client will be like, if I hire you, will you really do the work and things like that. They will be doubting the freelancer that wants to work for them, which is normal. So you have to encourage them and also give them proof of work. So you will really need proof of work a lot. And another thing is the clients that are only looking for cheap rates. We have clients that all the type of job they want is only $3, $5 jobs. So those kind of job you should be aware of them, because imagine you working for a client, you finally getting a job and working for a client, and after that the pay. Okay, I can't see the chat here, but I just enter on my phone and I can see you people commenting. I can't see it on my laptop. So let's continue. I can see that you are all hearing me. Okay, so I will answer all your question after the lesson. So now, another type of clients I'm talking about is clients that always look for lower rates. I've worked with those type of client before, but not on Upwork. Through outreach, I've met clients that they will want $5 job, $3 job, just like that. So you should beware of those clients, because after getting the job, the pay will, it won't make sense. After calculating all the charges and all those things that like that, after calculating the price and everything, it won't make sense. So you should always beware of those type of job. Another thing is high activity and low decision clients. Some clients will chat with you even before they hire you. They will chat with you, it will look like they are serious, but they are not, because they will ask for the plan, everything you will do, the pricing, but they still won't hire you. Those clients, they ask a lot of questions, like they will just be asking you questions a lot, but they still won't hire you. So you should beware of those clients. Another type of client is client who does not respect the platform or payment process. So there are some clients that immediately you get on Upwork and maybe you send proposals to them, they will just tell you that they don't want to pay on Upwork, they should pay outside. And due to this reason, I've seen a lot of freelancers that get scammed just because of this. So some will say let's go to Telegram. Immediately you see that, know that it is a scam. You don't really need to reply to them anymore. It is a scam when they tell you let's move to Telegram. If you are working with a client, let's say maybe after they hire you, the first job, second job, third job, you can take them out. But me, I take, if I want to take a client out of the platform, I take them out even though I know it violates the platform rules, but we can still do it. I take them out after getting a first or second job with them on the platform, and any work I will do for them outside the platform, they will have to pay me first. So after getting my pay, that's when I will work for them, not be after I work for them. Online, you shouldn't trust a client that you just met. That's how people get scammed. So now let's move to how to identify high paying clients. So there are clients that are really serious and they are not hard to identify. And one of them is they have real problem. Let's go on Upwork to search. So those clients, in their job description, they will give real problem that they want solved. So that's what you will target. That is one thing to identify real clients. They always have a specific problem in their job post that they want you to help them to solve. So and that is what you will target. Another one is the scope is reasonable and clear. So let's go to clients that are paid well on Upwork. So now look at this client. Let's check if the client puts something that is a problem in the job description. This client has already spent 4 million plus on Upwork, and the client is with 4.6 star. The client has spent 4 million on Upwork and still has 85% higher rate. That is still a lot. The client has hired over 1,000 people, and they already state the problem they want and the type of freelancers they want. So they want a deputy operations focused on contractor milestones, and they already state it. So this is not a generic inbox management. You must be able to read complicated Gmail thread. So now they already tell you that this job is not for beginners, and you will not. So everything is clear, the scope, the job description, and the problem you will solve. So this shows that they are real and clients that have hiring intention. They really want to hire people. So that is the first thing you should note. Another thing is the budget is realistic and open for discussion. Now let's check their budget. They did not include the budget for this. Let's check another one. This person wants 5 to 15 hourly rates. An executive assistant, right? For a data entry virtual assistant. Okay, they want a 5 to 15 hourly rate for a data entry virtual assistant. So the rate is quite low because they want an expert. The rate is quite low for an expert. For an expert like that, the client should be willing to pay from $15 to $20 for an expert like that. But these clients also know that, also let you know that the client is contract to hire, which means they might hire you for full-time projects, and the project is already ongoing. So if you want to apply for job, you should meet all of it. If you don't meet all of it before you apply to those kind of jobs, if you don't meet the qualification, it might be the language you do not meet, it might be the job success course like this, it might be the talent type. So think before you apply to jobs that you do not meet their qualifications. Another thing to identify high paying clients is the client has good hiring and good history. So you should check the client's history. If their history is good, as I've said earlier, you should apply to clients with over 60 to 70% higher rates, and you should see that even if their higher rate is 60 to 70%, it should be that they send invite to other people, not that they do not hire at all, not that they just post the job and leave it there. So and you can check that here. The client has posted 466 jobs, but the client has hired over 1,000 people, which means if you check here, the client send 30 invites in this job. So most over 600 of the job this client has posted, he hired them through invites, not through proposal. So you should also note that. Another thing is the required skill match your skill. If you can see the skills here, if all these skills do not match what you offer, do not apply for the job, because the client already states what they want. Most freelancer just waste their connect because they do not look at these things. The client already says what they want, but you are not looking at it, like you are just ignoring it like it is not meaningful, but it is very meaningful. So you should check everything before you apply. If you cannot do everything the client like, if you don't have up to 80% of the skills, do not apply. So on a job that you have up to 80% of the skills, that job you can say that the rest of the 20% you will adapt. But if now you are having like 50% of that skill, you should do not apply for the job, because even if the client hires you, you might end up getting a very very bad review on your job, and that bad review can reduce your job success score, which will make another client not to hire you again, and it might take a very very long time to get back on your feet. So that is another thing. Another thing is you should be able to show relevant proof to the job. You can do that in your portfolio. You can do that in a Loom video. You can use a Loom video. You can record a Loom video to apply for jobs on Upwork. So you should be able to show relevant experience on Upwork. For example, let's go to my profile and check that. Okay, let me try applying for this. Okay, now so we click on apply. Okay, so these sections, they give you leverage on other people who don't use it. Now, if you already have a job, you can add it. I can just select this job for the client to see. I highlighted this job for the client to know that I've already worked in this field. Now, if you don't have a job, another one is the portfolios. Let's say what the client wants is calendar management, easy calendar management. Like they want a person that can structure their calendar and do all this. So you can select highlight and highlight to them that you have done this before. And if it is Trello project management, you can easily highlight it that you have do this before for them. Now, another thing to know a client that really want to hire you is that they move toward a decision. The clients move toward a clear decision. They really want to hire and they do not talk too much. They just tell you, okay, I've seen your plan, it is good, let's get started. And you get to the interview, you do the interview, you start working. They give you clear projects to work on. That is another thing to consider a client that is high paying, and they have a direction. Those clients have a clear direction on what they really want, what they want to work for, and what they want you to do for them. Now let's move to things you should ask yourself before you send a proposal. The first one is, does this client look ready and able to hire freelancers? So that also, you will get it in their job history. Like in this place, let's look for recent jobs and use it as a sample. Okay, this is posted just 29 minutes ago. Now, this is an example of a clear and realistic budget client. This client wants to hire people for $7 to $10 per hour for an intermediate executive assistant. So now the budget is realistic and good enough for an intermediate assistant. And now let's look if this client is looks ready to hire. Firstly, let's check their hire rates. Has posted 299 jobs and hire 225 people. So their hire rate is really low. It is 53%. I won't apply for the job. And also the job doesn't meet my requirements. So you should check all of this. Another thing is, do you have a strong evidence that you can really do the work? Do you have evidence of work that you have done before that match what the client wants? Do you have that? If you don't, you shouldn't apply. So you should note that And another thing is, would winning the job be good for your business? If winning the job will be good for your business, that will be in the you should check the client. Now this come exactly right on time. We had a brief experience working with Jaco, but it was spectacular to work with. Although he ended the contract because the project suddenly ended. We highly recommend him. And the client got 2.7. That same reviews, I've seen a client here on Upwork that have 2.5 star ratings, and every freelancers that has worked with the client, they are all have bad experience with the client. Now that type of client, if you also work with that type of client, it is sure that you will also have the bad experience other freelancers have. And other freelancers that have applied for the job already let you know in the star section, in the rating section, that the client is not good enough to work with. So, and you should take that advice from them and do not apply for that type of job if the client rating is too low. If the client rating is under 2, under 3, under 4, you should beware of the client. Okay, so that will be the end of our Upwork session today. The next time maybe we'll be talking about writing proposals. Now let me answer those questions you people asked me. So let me read the questions. Okay, the first question is, do all clients price? Like, do all clients price for job? No, not every client. Some clients just write the specific amount they want to spend on the job. Like this may be they want to spend $10 to $15. So you should now budget yourself within the range of 10 to 15, because that they want to spend on Upwork. So I won't advise you to be putting something like 20, 25 when they already stated that their budget is within the range of 10 to 15. So not all clients price. So anybody else that have a question, I've already answered the question in the chat. If anybody have a question, let's ask before we round up our class. Does anybody else have a question? Okay. Shushu Studio says, must I apply all time? Yes, you should apply constantly and make your proposals personalized to the job you are applying to. And the reason why is that that's how Upwork works. You have to apply for jobs to get the job. And looking at this job, people has already applied for this job. So, and the client still viewed it 53 seconds ago, which means the client is very, very active online. So let me give you a quick tip on this. Let's go to the find work section. Okay, now here is a quick tip. Let's say I want to look for data entry jobs. Data entry jobs. Let's just search for data entry. Now you can filter the type of job you want. Yes, you can get hired without applying. You can get job offers and you can get invites. Clients can invite you to work for them, and clients can just state their budget immediately. That's an offer. They will offer you a specific amount to work for them. So it might be 300, it might be 500, it might be any amount. They will just write it and they will send it to you. So you might accept it and you might decline it. So that is an offer. That is one way of getting job on Upwork. And another way, they can invite you to work for them. So and when they invite you, you can apply to the invite with no connect. So you apply for free with to invite. And another one is you apply for jobs. So that's the third one. And you can also get hired through projects. Let me do this first and I will be showing you that. So filtering the jobs. After filtering the jobs, maybe you want only expert jobs or you want only entry level jobs. So let's say entry. Now let's say you want hour 10 to 20. Then let's say if you want fixed price, you select it. And let's say your fixed price, you want fixed price of 500 and above. So and the number of proposals you want per job, let's say fewer than 5 and 5 to 10. Payment verified, yes. No clients that hires people already, 1 to 9 and 10 plus hires. So and contract to hire also, yes. Now this job I've already filtered it, and everything that is here may not apply to them because they are posted 4 days ago, 4 days ago. So what I would just do is save the search. Okay, it already exists. I can just put something in it. Now if you save this search, then you go to your find work section. This is one of the reason why people get quickly. Okay, if you have any more question, please ask. That's why we are here. Now in these saved searches, you will see very fast job. This job now is posted just 1 minute ago with very few proposals, which means you get to apply very fast. And when you apply very fast, your proposals still stay on top but below those who boost their proposals. But at least e still stay on top if people that boost their proposals are not much. Can you all hear me? Let me just turn off my mic. Can you all hear me? I think you should be able to hear me now. So where is my all right, hold on please. Okay, so now in this section I get to apply to jobs that are very recent. This one is 4 minutes ago, this one is 5 minutes ago, and all of them has fewer, and they are all jobs that I've saved. We have the data entry that we just saved now. We have the workflow automation, virtual assistant fixed, virtual assistant, Asana project manager, and a lot more. So you get to save job searches and get very recent job. That's one of the ways to get fast job on Upwork and apply to them immediately. So let's talk about the project catalog. So you can for clients to purchase instantly. Views that my project catalog gets. My project catalog gets 16 views in the last 30 days. So you can easily create. I don't know the amount of project catalog you can create. Let me check that out. Okay, you can create up to 20 active project catalog on Upwork at one time and having additional 20 projects in review. That is for, I don't really understand that, but active project limit up to 20. That's what you can publish at any given time. And you can also have 20 in review. Okay, I get it now. You can have 40, but 20 will be live while 20 will be in review. That's how project catalog work. And for those people that have used Fiverr before, project catalog just looks like Fiverr. If you have created a gig on Fiverr before, let's preview this. So it just look like Fiverr. This is an example of a project catalog, and let me show you how Fiverr account looks. Let me show you an example of a Fiverr account. Not here. So Fiverr account just looks like a project catalog on Upwork. So because I've created Fiverr account before, it make it looks easy for me. Okay, now let's preview this. So this is just it, premium. So it is just as the same as Upwork project catalog. Now let's go back to Upwork. So a client can hire you from this section without even sending a connect, sending an offer to continue. I cannot click it because I'm on my profile. So they can click continue, and there are things they will read. Now for 300, I offer $10 per hour for my project. Now for 33 hours, they get 33 hours of work for $300. So that is a clear project. They already get everything you want to do for them, and they also have revisions. So they can easily hire you from here. So you should utilize every section on Upwork. You should utilize every section on Upwork. If you have any other question, ask now. We are already preparing to go. I want your question in the chat section. I'm waiting for your question. So now you can create project catalog and get hired for it. So I don't even know you can create up to that much, but I will still create more. And for people that are rising talent, you can create a consultation. If you have gotten a rising talent on Upwork, you can easily create a consultation. So you can create a consultation to get a job. Like clients can hire you for a consultation. Clients can hire you for a consultation, and they will give you a consultation. Does all work, okay, you said does all work have time range? Yes, most have and some doesn't. Some are just hourly. But let me show you an example of time range on Upwork. So this is an example of time range. Let's go to jobs. Okay, this is an example of time range. Now, this is an example. You can see we have jobs that are less than 30 hours per week, and we have jobs that are more than 30 hours a week. And here you can also see the project length. We have less than 1 month, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, and more than 6 months. So that is how long you will work with them. So that is about the time range. Do you have any question before we go? Okay, I'm waiting for your question. Do you have any other question? Please ask in the comment in the chat box. I'm still waiting for your question. You can get connect by buying it, and you can also get connect by completing some tasks on Upwork. I'm answering. I don't know how to pronounce your name. So you can get connect by buying it, and you can get connect by completing some projects. So let me show you how. Let's go to the connect section. So this is the connect section. You have option to buy connect, and you have option for free connect. So now let's go to the free connect and see how you can get it. I still have 76 free connect that I can earn, and this is how I can earn it. These are some that I can get. For job success score, I can get 2 connect. For turning on my availability badge, I can also get 2 connect for it. So different things. There are a lot of things on Upwork. Even some have done some, and the reason why I did not get them is because I have do it before I realize that I can get free connect on Upwork. So you can't see my screen. Let me check it. Why is that? But my screen is showing. Can you see it now? Can you see the screen? Can you see my screen now? All right, I will be ending the stream now. And about the connect, I will talk about it in the group. All right, bye guys. I will see you all in my next stream or my next video.